Today we take up President Obama's budget for fiscal 2011, and our witness is its author, Director Orszag. Welcome to this hearing. If I can borrow a line from your budget narrative, in order to understand where we're headed, it helps remember where we started. Our economy began backsliding into recession in December of 2007, one full year before President Obama was sworn in. Within weeks of taking office, his administration and Congress launched a massive supplemental to get this economy moving again. The Recovery Act added to the short-term deficit, then estimated at $1.3 to $1.2 trillion. The deficit was already swollen by the recession, by the Bush administration's own budgets and bailouts. According to the CBO, the Recovery Act has made a difference. By their reckoning, the Recovery Act raised real GDP by 1.3 to 3.5 percentage points in the second half of 2009, and increasing employment by as many as 1.6 million jobs. As recently as January a year ago, the economy was not growing. It was shrinking, contracting by 5.4% in that month alone. 741,000 workers lost their jobs in January of 2009. By contrast, in the last quarter of 2009, the economy grew by 5.7%. Job losses averaged 69,000. From the start, the Obama administration has realized, under your guidance, that it would be almost impossible for us to bring the deficit down without moving the economy up. And that's why the President's budget for 2011 has dual objectives. One eye is on the economy, the other eye is on the deficit. We brought the economy back from the brink, but too many Americans are still feeling the recession and not the recovery. And no one can be satisfied when unemployment averages 10%, and in many places, my district included, is far worse. So the biggest initiative in this budget is for a job bill. At least it makes provision for it. The President's budget stays focused, however, on the bottom line. The deficit is cut by half, from $1,556 billion in 2010, that's 10.6% of GDP, to $727 billion, that's 4.2% of GDP in 2013. In 4 years, it's cut in half. The budget keeps bringing the deficit down in 2014 when it reaches 3.9% of GDP. Now, $727 billion in the red is nothing to crow about, but having the deficit in 4 years is a worthy goal if we can achieve it. In funding more plans to spur job creation, the President shifts the emphasis of the budget from big business to small business, from Wall Street to Main Street. This budget freezes non-security spending overall, but it singles out priorities like education for increases well above a freeze. A 3-year freeze on non-security spending and a bipartisan commission, which you proposed in the budget, is not enough to finish the job, and frankly, I would like to see a lot more deficit reduction. But these are concrete commitments on the President's part to bringing the deficit down. We're on an unsustainable path of deficits and mounting debt, and the longer we avoid the hard choices, the harder they become. We proved in the 1990s that it's possible to reduce deficits responsibly, but it cannot happen without concerted effort. That's why the President's appointment of fiscal commissions is a step in the right direction. Later this week, the House will take another step in that direction. We'll vote to reinstate a statutory pay-as-you-go rule modeled on the rules that helped us turn record deficits into record surpluses in the 1990s. On both the budget and the economy, there are hard choices ahead of us, but the budget sent up by the President today marks one more step toward moving the economy up while bringing the deficit down. Director Orszag, we look forward to your testimony, but before turning to you for your testimony, let me turn to the ranking member, Mr. Ryan, for any statement he may care to make. Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Chairman. And